Question number 10, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Small Businesses and asks, what initiatives have government implemented through the business growth agenda that assists small businesses?
Honourable Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Small businesses benefit from an environment which gives them confidence to invest and grow. The business growth agenda is working to create a competitive and productive economy which supports both the export-focused and domestically focused small businesses. The BGA has introduced a number of changes that has made it easier for small businesses to export, to innovate, to raise capital and build skilled and safe workplaces. Mr. Speaker, among some of the BGA initiatives helping small businesses, the rollout of ultra-fast broadband, the reduction in personal and company tax rates, updating New Zealand's intellectual property settings, implementing the voluntary 90-day trial, and reducing unnecessary financial reporting costs for small businesses, Mr. Speaker, amongst many other initiatives.
Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What initiatives have been implemented to enable new ways for small businesses to access funding and capital?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Craig Foss.
Mr. Speaker, small businesses now have the opportunity to raise capital through changes brought in last year around crowdfunding and peer-to-peer lending. New Zealand leads the world in the ease of setting up a small business, but these changes create even more opportunities for more start-up businesses as it gives them more options to raise funds and capital. This helps small businesses grow and employ more people. Mr. Speaker, I do note I'm very pleased that Labor has embraced National's changes by using crowdfunding itself to try and raise funds for its operation.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary. By how much has he reduced the compliance costs for small business in recent times?
Mr. Speaker, well, in the primary answer I mentioned reducing and changing some of the financial reporting costs for small businesses. So the vast majority of small businesses, Mr. Speaker, will not even have to produce full GAAP financial accounts as they have to in the past and as they had to under 9 long years of the Labor government.
Point of order, Jacinda Ardern.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure you'll applaud me for my very straight question, which was simply by how much has he reduced compliance costs for small business?
Yeah, order. But I think to expect a dollar value on that when you consider the complexity and variation of different businesses around New Zealand, it would be impossible to expect the Minister to give that figure. Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister, is the Speaker indeed right that the complexity is such that he will not even be able to achieve his own public service target of reducing compliance costs by 25% when he has no idea of the impact of anything he's done to date, or is it more to the point that he hasn't done anything to date?
Speaker.
Honourable Craig Foss.
Mr. Speaker, what I do know is the complexity of a capital gains tax on small businesses would absolutely take off the amount of compliance, time, resource, finances that small businesses would have to use and utilise to comply with such an initiative as outlined by the Labor Party at the last election.
Order. I apologise to the Minister. Point of order, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
With respect, the Minister was not asked anything to do with capital gains tax. He was asked a very certain direct question allowed by the Speaker's prior comments, and I'd ask him to come back to the question he was asked.
Order. The difficulty I have is the Minister could comment on the essence of the question, which was a better public services aim of 25%. Will that target be met? I think that's the essence of the question.
Mr. Speaker, we're well on progress achieving our BPS of 25%. Help is on the way. The member should just wait and see. But what is not happening is a capital gains tax for small business to try and work out what part of the couch they use to do their daily accounts.
Question number 11, Dr. Kennedy Graham.